Hello YouTube, Kyle here, bringing you another Pokemon video. So I have a lot of stuff to go through real briefly, and that is, starting with thing 1, my Mono Steel team is done. So for those of you that don't follow me on Twitter, go to my About section, and you should do that, because I tweet out for battles and stuff like that. It also helps me connect with you guys on a more personal level, though you can talk to me in the comments too. But a lot of you don't do that yet. So, I mean, come on, guys. Come on. Let's talk. It's our channel. I make the content, but it's for you guys. So let's connect. But, here's what I'm getting at. Also, guys, that salted video, for those of you that watched it, it's very healthy to vent. And that was just my way of venting. Now, don't get me wrong. I myself will probably use a Conkeldurr with Guts, or a Scizor with Swords Dance Bullet Punch at some point in time, or a Shell Smash Cloyster. They're just not high up on my list, because I know they're good, but they're just frustrating. So that was just venting. I'm not, like, mad at my opponent, who's also one of the biggest supporters of this channel. I'm not saying that if you use those Pokemon, you're not a good player or anything, alright? That's the thing, too. I just was venting. I was just venting. The match was really good. It was a 0-2 that wasn't even that bad. It wasn't even that bad. I just got really salty because I'm already really scared of Azoos, and then I knew I was going to lose, and I got frozen, and it was a bad day. It was a bad day. So again, though, Azoos, I've already told you a bazillion times, / DriveSack343 that I'm sorry. That was not aimed at you. I'm sorry. That was not aimed at you at all. I was just a little grumpy. Alright, keep that. Just know that. Thing 3. Actually, there's 4 things. Right? Thing 3, and I'll have to put these links in the description. Scissorsome. His name sounds a little dirty, but he's referring to the Pokemon Scizor, and then awesome. Scissorsome. Scissorsome is how you spell it, though. But he is a Poketuber who streams. He just got a capture card. He's a super cool guy. He's actually one of our newest subscribers. And I got a big bump from his stream because he allows you to advertise your channel during his stream. So we did go from 16 to 20 subscribers yesterday. And that's all thanks to Mr. Scissorsome. So if he does watch this episode, he did subscribe. So I hope he watches this one so he can get this. But again, thank you so much for, allowing me. Well, I mean, of course you wanted the views, so it's not like you weren't going to let me come. But thank you so much for the stream. It was so much fun. I'm sorry I wasn't able to stay long enough to battle you. I just had kind of a busy day. And I slept in a little too late. So that was my bad. And thank you for letting me share my stream and meeting all those other wonderful people. Hopefully I will see you all again. Your time zone doesn't work out too bad for me. I can actually make it to your stuff at a pretty decent consistency. So I'm looking forward to it. The only problem is you do stream during my work hours, so it can only be my weekends. Hopefully you stream on my weekends a lot. But again, thank you for that. And another one's going out to the missing toast, the host you love the most. Hopefully just a little less. Hopefully a little less than me, though, because this is my channel. I want you guys to love me. But, cat, stop chewing on that. Like I said, when we get to 25 subscribers, I was doing a vlog that talked about what Pokemon meant to me and why I love it so much. Because it's definitely not a everyday story. But in that vlog, you'll also get to see the cat that I'm always talking to. Will you stop? Seriously. I think you guys have heard me yell at him enough that you should get to see him because he's adorable, though he's a bit of a bastard, right? You little furry bastard. Stop. He's also adorable. He's an adorable furry bastard. That's the best way to explain my cat. I know the whole time we're sitting there looking at this battle screen. I promise I'll get to the actual match. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Missing Toast. So he's another guy you need to check out. He has really good production value. He's the one with little toast that goes, yeah. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about if you've ever watched even one of his videos. Definitely check him out. He streamed, and I went, and there was kind of this joke where I overheard him say his girlfriend's name, or at least he referred to her as Ash. I'm guessing that's her name, because I do know girls named Ash. It's just ironic that it's also a Pokemon channel. And someone asked, or sorry, oh my god, why am I yawning? I recorded earlier specifically so I wouldn't yawn. That's why I have so much energy. This is the curse. It's the yawning during the recording curse. My symbol should be a yawning Typhlosion. It should be like this. Some Typhlosion is about to go to sleep. But that's not the point. I'm getting distracted. The point is that I went to a stream and someone in the chat was like, "Who's that talking?" I heard a giggle, and he was and like I think as a half joke, he was like, "Okay, if someone can guess who that is, I'll give you a shiny Luxray." And I was like, "It's Ash in female form." And he was like, "Oh, they got it, right?" But then I was totally being sarcastic. I was like, "Where's my Luxray at, man? I thought I got a Luxray." And that dude is fantastic. He delivered. He gave me a shiny Luxray that's max HP, max attack, with the 4 points in speed, with a competitive build on it, with full 6 IVs. I mean, I'm guessing most likely. I mean, it was obviously generated, but you know, still, he gave it to me. Its name's Macaroni, because he said that he looked at it and he went, "Macaroni. That's what this thing should be called." And it's a full competitive build. He said I should run it with an assault vest. I actually probably should have had that on the screen to show you and then went to this battle, but I had the battle up because I was trying to get the camera centered. So I'll show you guys Macaroni at some point. Hopefully in a video. I'm sorry guys, it's so unprofessional to yawn, but literally the only time of day I can record is at like between 1 to 3 a.m. and so I'm always so tired. So I do apologize. It's just because that's why a lot of my videos I talk really quietly, is because my roommate is asleep. But she works really, really early in the morning. So yes. Yes. Okay. But getting to the battle, the point of the video, this was against this woman or girl named Lili. Now looking at Lili's team, she's got Garchomp, Dusclops, Gengar, Blastoise, Togekiss, and Fortress. Now, this is pretty cool because she's got double electric weakness, double dark / ghost weakness. You know, she's got 2 ghosts. She does have Garchomp to cover her electric weakness, and she can predict it. But so I'm looking at this team. I felt pretty confident. I was kind of expecting the Mega Garchomp, but you don't see Mega Garchomps too often in just random battles. I feel like, which I don't know why. Mega Garchomp is so good in my opinion. But you also have something on my team. Pardon me. Now, for my Mono Steel team, as it probably will be no surprise, I have a Mega Mawile. I know I could have had a Mega Lucario, but seriously, F that Pokemon. I am so tired of trying to breed my Riolu, because it literally hates every Ditto I own. It hates them all with his life. Like, he will not breed with a single Ditto. So I was like, alright, screw you, Lucario, I don't want you anymore. So I just took Lucario off the team, put Mega Mawile on. But I gotta say, I know that Mawile is not an uncommon Pokemon, right? But she is my favorite Mega. She is my favorite Mega because Mawile has always been like adorable. I've always been like, if I was a trainer, I'd totally have Mawile. That thing is just cute as shit, right? That thing is adorable. So then when I found out I got a Mega, I was like, man, I mean, we need Mega Typhlosion. I mean, I'm just saying. But that's probably not happening because they're doing Hoenn remakes, not Johto remakes. Come on, Game Freak. We want Megas of all starters. Please. Can you imagine Mega Typhlosion? That'd be legit. I don't know what he'd look like. Maybe he'd just get fired on his entire back. But still, would be pretty cool. But Mawile, yeah, I was running her for a little bit with Facade. I do have kind of a standard set. I have Sucker Punch, Play Rough, Iron Head, and then I had Facade because people like to Will-O-Wisp Mawiles. The only issue was whenever a steel type specifically got put on the field in front of me, I couldn't do anything to him. Anything at all. Even with Facade. And then, of course, Facade didn't work against ghosts. And it seems like a lot of the Pokemon that carry Will-O-Wisp right now are ghosts. You know, Jellicent, Banette, Sableye, what's my Will-O-Wisper? Do I have a Will-O-Wisper? I don't have one. I don't have a Will-O-Wisper. Oh my gosh, I don't have a Will-O-Wisper on this team. Or someone that can do Toxic. I need to work on this team. Alright, but what I'm getting at is Facade just didn't end up working out that well, so I actually ended up putting the Fire Fang on her. She hatched with the Fire Fang, I believe. She had it at like level... Yeah, she had it at like level 6. So I think she hatched with it. I don't think Mawile learns Fire Fang naturally, at least not at level 6. But, is it an egg move? Somehow I had Fire Fang at a really low level. I'm guessing it's from an egg move. But, I took it off for Facade. But I'm glad that I was able to give it back with the Heart Scale because... Need to breathe so I don't yawn. Because Fire Fang is so useful. So useful. It helps me with Skarmories. Skarmories were able to sit in my face and set up their spikes and their rocks and their roost stalls and their, you know, screw them. Steelix, though, yeah, I mean, Steelix was a problem. Just because it has Earthquake. Also, I don't want to give away my spread because this is the first Pokemon in a long time that I have sat down and calculated, like, use a damage calc to calculate a spread from my Mawile. It's a bit of a risky spread. Here's what I realized. Okay. Mawile, with max HP and max defense, max attack and max HP, which seems to be the norm, can survive non-stab moves, but they have a chance to OHKO usually. And then anything with stab, almost guaranteed OHKOs. If it was fire or earthquake, I should say. If it was flamethrower, fire blast, or earthquake, you know, flame charge, things like that. Although she does have good defense, so there was definitely a good chance with like flame charge to have it be a 2-hit KO. But the special attacks were wrecking Mawile. So I sat down with the calculator and I realized that, though, like I said, I'm not going to reveal this spread, at least not for a little bit, I worked out a really risky spread for my Mawile. She still has the max attack because, I mean, come on. I want to take full advantage of that huge power, right? That strength that Mawile has. But I used my last 256 EV points and spread them out in a way that instead of me being able to take 2 hits from physical and die to special, or vice versa, I have a 12.5% chance to die to a non-stab fire attack that's physical from full health. And I have a 38.5% chance to live, a 38.5% chance to get OHKO'd by a special non-stab fire or earthquake. Granted, I guaranteed die almost always to stab, max attack, adamant earthquakes, and to max special attack, what would it be, modest, like flamethrowers from a Talonflame or something, like something that's stab. No, not Talonflame, sorry, like a Magmortar or something like that. Something that's stab, that's special attack based, like a Heatran. A Heatran using like Eruption, stuff like that. So, granted, Weavile might... If you guys will... I'm going to reveal my opponent now, because I just said... I'm going against Weavile Ponage. He is a subscriber as well. So, if he... There is a chance he'll watch this and now he'll know, and he'll have an advantage. But to be honest, I have no experience with mono element battling, and this gentleman does. So I don't really expect to win anyways. But basically, it's a really risky set on my Mawile because I basically cannot take a stab move that's super effective. I can't take it. She will not live it, period. At full health, I think she has maybe a 5% chance to live a stab move that's super effective. Specifically, I did Earthquakes and Flamethrowers. That was specifically the two things that I checked. But people don't expect Mawiles to necessarily live and or take very well non-stab fire moves and or Earthquakes. So like someone brings a Noivern with Flamethrower and they figure, well, I can still kill Mawile. They can't with this spread. I mean, they can. Sorry, I have a 38% chance to die. They can still possibly kill me, but there's that chance. So it's a very gambly Mawile spread. It served me pretty well, though, I'm going to say. In the few battles I've used her in, she's had a pretty high survival rate, because a lot of the things that have been carrying Earthquake or Flamethrower haven't been carrying stab. So I'm okay with that. I think I might have... Sorry, I'm going to get my hand in the way for a second here. I think I might have actually messed up my calculations. I believe if it's not stab, I'm guaranteed to survive. And if it is stabbed, I have a 30% chance to live. I think that's what I ended up making it. I can't remember. I remember being really gambly, though. It's a very gambly Mawile. Basically, the point is, if the situation calls for it, I can leave her in on something that would normally scare her out and have a chance to benefit from it. Definitely is very chance-oriented, but I'm just letting you guys know so that going into my Mawile in the future, except I'm going to use her for a little bit, and then of course she'll be on the mono element team, you will know what this build is like. And then finally, before we start, I just realized that I forgot to thank the new subscribers. So the 4 of you that are new to the channel, I know one of you is David, one of you is Scissorsum. The other 2, you have your subscription set to private, so I cannot thank you by name, but I thank you nonetheless. You are equally appreciated. For those of you that are new, I do always love it if you leave comments. It's my way of interacting with you, especially right now while my channel is so small. It's a really good way for me to get to know you guys better and for you to help me shape the channel in a way that is more entertaining and that you think will be more beneficial in the long run. I am working with an artist. Hopefully. I haven't heard back from him for like 5 days, which is worrisome, even on Twitter. But I heard he might be ill, so I'm not sure. But I'm working with an artist to get art for the channel professionally done. So that'll be exciting for you guys to see that. But I'm going to jump at the battle because it's been 18 minutes already. So I need to do that. So let's go ahead and start. Oh, no, sorry, looking at the team. Sorry, looking at the team. I figured she would lead off with Fortress because she's obviously going to try to set up spikes or rocks or whatever Fortresses do. But I know that they're a good setup Pokemon. So I led with my Mawile because, as I said, I have the Fire Fang. So if she led off with Fortress, I would be able to hopefully take it out pretty easily. There is Lili in her fashionable clothes. Sure enough, Fortress comes out and I was like, perfect. Susie, eat that up. I get the Intimidate, which I don't think that matters unless it's going to use Explosion. And even Explosion, it's a Mawile. Mawile is not going to give 2 craps about Explosion. So I'm going to go for Fire Fang right off the bat because Fire Fang's a good move. You can see with my HP what I'm talking about. My HP is not invested at all. So my build is a little risky. A little risky. I go for Iron Head just to finish it off. I did get the flinch, so I felt pretty good about that. I feel bad for my opponent. But oh well. Rocky Helmet damage did a good chunk anyways. So it's not like she was sitting in a horrible spot. My Mawile was already like half dead. So Dusclops comes in. I know for a fact this thing is going to go for a Will-O-Wisp. There's no question in my mind. So I go into Misty because 1, I'm a special attacker, and 2, I have that natural cure, so I can switch out and get rid of the burn effect. And I believe that's what I do. So I do take the burn damage, sadly, but I immediately switch out, and I'm going to go right back. Or am I going to Aegislash here? I went Aegislash. I was hoping that he would go for a Shadow Sneak, and then therefore would be able to proc my weakness policy, but he did not. So I just go ahead and pull it back and go straight back into Misty, expecting him to Will-O-Wisp again, and he does. So that was fantastic. So though Misty is taking damage, she's very squishy anyways, and Life Orb on top of that, so she's not really meant to take hits. So unless she's dead, it's not a huge deal. Shadow Sneak does not do too much damage though, which I was surprised about. Now I'm for Psychics, I actually expect him to switch out, expecting me to switch. But it looks like he predicted me to go into Aegislash. And I was really bummed at that, because I should have saw that Shadow Sneak coming, and I didn't. I did pull Misty back, though, because since she's fast, she could still sweep later, potentially. So I wanted to keep her, and I went for my Aegislash, because I was hoping the Shadow Sneak was coming, and it was. So that was perfect, because that is going to give me my weakness policy, which is going to be fantastic in this situation. I go for Stance Change, and am I Shadow Sneaking? Yeah, I go for Shadow Sneak, which sadly is not going to take out this Dusclops. I was really hoping it would, but my this Aegislash is actually a fully invested defensive one. So that's why it's going to live the Shadow Sneak in Blade form pretty well. I mean, you know, with the HP it had, and that Night Slash will be able to finish off this Dusclops. I do plan on changing up my Aegislash a little bit more, but I'm going to be taking him off the team actually. Not because he's bad, just because I have too much of a fire weakness, and it does cause problems in some of my matches. So go back into shield form, just in case he ends up, you know, for some reason, being physical. Of course he's not. But I just thought it'd be, you know, just in case. And I go for Shadow Sneak, because I know Gengars aren't very bulky, and I figured this will probably have a good chance to kill it. It does have a good chance to kill it, but he does have the Focus Sash. So that right there tells me that it's probably going to be a Destiny Bond Gengar. Not that those are uncommon, but I mean, why else would you have the Focus Sash? You know, you want to make sure you live a hit, so that you can attack and then go for Destiny Bond. So I'll bring in Misty. Now, even though I knew looking at it this would be a Destiny Bond Gengar, I figured that's why, I figured Misty would be okay because she's already low HP. But he's faster than me. I did not expect that at all. I did not expect that. So now here I go for Sucker Punch, because I figure I'll be able to kill this thing, and then I'm like, oh, that's right, no Destiny Bond. Do not want Susie to die to that. So I go ahead and pull her out, and I go right into F-Zero, expecting him to go for Destiny Bond again. But he doesn't. He actually goes for Shadow Ball, so it works out just as well, because obviously it's not going to affect Staraptor. Now I went for U-turn here, hoping that he would stay in, thinking he might outspeed me, and I'd be able to finish it off, but he didn't, so I'm only going to hit a Togekiss. But at least it's going to be some damage, but Togekisses are threats. They are bulky problems, and they're not always the easiest thing to deal with without my Magneton. So I go into Katie, because I figure I just always expect these things to be a Paraflinch. But I was completely wrong. This thing, well, maybe it is Paraflinch, but it packed the Flamethrower, and I was like, damn, Katie, these last two matches have not been good for you. These last two matches have not been good for Katie. So go ahead and I pulled Katie out, because even at that low HP, as we all know, she can still take a beating later on. I go right into Goodra, because Flamethrower is not going to do crap to her. Dazzling Gleam shouldn't do too much. Air Slash shouldn't do too much. He does withdraw, so I'm guessing he's not packing the Dazzling Gleam, and since I taunted, he couldn't Thunder Wave me if he even has it. So, but Thunderbolt does work, because I realized at this point in time, most of the things on his team, none of them resisted Thunderbolt, except for Garchomp. But I didn't, by the way my opponent was playing, I just didn't think he would switch into Garchomp, predicting a Thunderbolt. He goes for Ice Beam, as we're all going to see here. Goodra is eating that up. She is right back to her old Goodra status. I don't know what Quacky Ducky was smoking, but Quacky Ducky was doing a lot more damage than this. Now here I'm going to do a misclick, which might have had a huge impact on the game. And that is, I accidentally clicked on Flamethrower instead of Thunderbolt, which one isn't going to kill unless I got the burn, and two is going to allow him to get another Ice Beam off. So that's another 50 or 50 something HP that I lost because of clicking on Flamethrower by accident. And so that oh my, this cat, guys, I wish I could show you him right now. So that puts me at this is the cutest thing in the world. So that puts me at a point where I probably would have been able to live this Shadow Ball, even if it was a crit. Maybe not actually. Actually, I think I would have still died there, so I don't feel so bad about it. Now bringing F-Zero here, just hoping I can hit that U-turn. But again, he withdraws Gengar, I guess just knowing that he won't outspeed me, since he probably have guessed that I'm choiced. He brings in the Garchomp, so this is good for him because he's going to, or her, sorry. Now that was good damage, but it was a crit. And the Rough Skin is going to mess me up. Now because Garchomp's Earthquakes are stab, I didn't want to bring Susie in because, as I said, she most likely won't live it now that she's not at full HP. And so right now my win condition is finding a way to kill Garchomp, or sorry, finding a way to kill Gengar off so that it won't Destiny Bond my Mawile, and then getting this Garchomp at low enough HP that I can either kill it with a Moonblast or I can kill it with a Sucker Punch. And that's my win condition. These last two Pokemon. Now I was hoping here that I could get a Moonblast off. He actually withdraws and goes into his Togekiss. Oh, I forgot about Togekiss. Goes into Togekiss, which is going to really suck. Because Togekiss is a really bulky Pokemon, and I don't have too much to deal with it at the moment. So, at this point, I'm like, okay, I'll just go for Taunt to make sure this thing can't go for Roosting to get off the damage I've been able to get off so far. I knew that the Flamethrower would be the end of Whimsicott, but I just don't want this thing to roost up this HP. Or be able to Thunder Wave Mawile, because either one of those two things could end up being the end of me. I brought an F-Zero here because I have the Steel Wing, so I should be able to kill it, but as we're going to see, these things are so bulky that she almost dies to that. Flamethrower isn't going to kill me though, and Steel Wing will be able to finish off the Togekiss, so that's not even a problem. And I'm like, okay, things are looking good so far. Hopefully Gengar comes in next, because if Gengar comes in next, I can still Steel Wing it and get rid of it. But it didn't, it went into Garchomp. But Steel Wing damage, I can't be mad about that, because we're getting really, really close to the point where I can take it down with a Sucker Punch. And I avoid the Rock Slide, which means now I definitely can kill it with the Sucker Punch. I 100% can kill it with the Sucker Punch, guaranteed. Now this Rock Slide is going to hit, and F-Zero is going to go down. But Mawile should not have a problem cleaning up these last two Pokemon, I thought. But then I remembered he has a Gengar that has Destiny Bond on it. So yeah, now I should have went for Iron Head here. Expecting him to switch into Gengar. But I went for Sucker Punch because I couldn't risk him going for an Earthquake. And I go for Sucker Punch again, hoping he'll go for Shadow Ball. And he goes for Destiny Bond. And then I was like, okay, here is the big thing. Sucker Punch hits, and I die because of Destiny Bond, and that is going to be the game as it takes me down. Now here was the problem. Destiny Bond was activated. If I went for Iron Head, he would have went first with Shadow Ball, and he would have hit me, and I wouldn't have died. And then I would have been able to Sucker Punch, or then I would have been able to Iron Head Gengar, kill it, and then Sucker Punch Garchomp and take the victory. But I expected him to just go for Destiny Bond again. So I went for Sucker Punch, hoping that he would just keep trying to lock me into Destiny Bond. But he didn't. So I lost. My win condition was to Sucker Punch any turn he Destiny Bond, and then to try to get an Iron Head, a Play Rough, or a Fire Fang off on the turn where he didn't Destiny Bond. She didn't Destiny Bond. I wasn't able to meet those goals. I Sucker Punched when he attacked. When she attacked me with Gengar, I Sucker Punched, killed Gengar. I lost to her, but it was only 1-0. It was a good match. It was really hard to predict that Gengar. I don't think there's really much I could have done. I had to kind of just cross my fingers and go for a move. Ended up being the wrong one. So Lili, good match. You beat me. That Gengar is a huge threat. Destiny Bond Pokemon are extremely frustrating. They're another one of those Pokemon that that I just, oh my god, they just bug me so much. But yeah, it's okay. It's I mean, it's along the lines of like toxic stalling and all that kind of stuff. I've done it too. People do it. I feel like it's okay to use them occasionally because they are fun and they do work. But I try not to use them too often. But yeah, Aegislash will probably be leaving the team soon. Again, not because he's bad, but because with Mawile and Whimsicott, I already have a huge fire weakness. I really like Whimsicott right now on the team. She fits in really good. She brings a lot of really strong support that this team needs. And Mawile, I just really enjoy using. And though I do also enjoy Aegislash, I didn't want to bring Garchomp back on because I've used Garchomp for a long time, and I'm slowly trying to change up the team again so that we have 6 new Pokemon. So I figure Aegislash will be the next one. Though he was one of the new Pokemon I brought on. But so is Whimsicott. So it's a hard decision, but I figure Aegislash is more common than Whimsicott. So I will remove my Aegislash from the team. But there we go, guys. It's already 31 minutes long, so I'm not going to keep you any longer. I'm going to go ahead and end the battle here. I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, thank you so much for the views and for your support. I appreciate it. I hope to get more feedback as we're starting to grow, as we're having another growth spurt. Hopefully there'll be more interactive viewers that I can talk to, get feedback on the channel. If there's any advice you have for me or my opponent probably won't get the advice, go ahead and leave it in the comments below, because it's always good to constructively criticize other people, because it will improve your own play, and then I can also take the advice and use it to improve my own play as well. And there we go, guys. So I hope you have a good evening or whatever time it is in your time zone, and I will see you guys on the next video.